I'm Jonathan Legg, following the road less traveled in Indonesia. I've been poked, slashed, and burned. I had my back crushed by a rock and my hopes crushed by the modern world in the once sacred land of the Bedoy. I've climbed a volcano to discover the reputedly grumpy gods aren't all that bad, but I threw them a little treat or two just to break the ice. But now, across the way, another more pernicious volcano looms. I'm going to a place where men toil amidst fire and brimstone. Not a Greek Hades, nor a biblical hell, but a literal place on earth.
Well, my off-season technique, which I was just touting, they've caught up with me today. The lava gods may be satiated, but the thunder gods, Thor and company, seem to be feeling a little rowdy.
As I slog up through the sheets of rain, I stop feeling sorry for myself right now. These men, dressed in ratty t-shirts and flip-flops, are trudging down through the damp, cold mountain air with 80 kilos of sulfur rock balanced on a tiny strip of their lanky shoulders. Some of these guys look to be pushing 60 years of age and weighing not much more than a fashion model. I'm struck with the interesting contrast to Bromo, one mountain famous for a mythological sacrifice in the past, another known for real sacrifice in the present. The tough climb up the hill continues for a good solid 40 minutes. Finally, we reach a tiny general store close to the top of the volcano. Here, men huddle in the shelter from the rain, smoke cigarettes, and joke. I decide to give it a go.
Wow, just walking with this thing level is torturous. Imagine coming up that arduous slope. Once they get up here, they weigh their load right here on this scale and then go to the window where they get a ticket. On that ticket is listed the weight. Now their journey's not done, their job's not done. They have to make a 3-kilometer walk with a load like this, 80 kilos up to 100. When they get to the bottom, it's weighed again just to make sure they didn't offload any to make a little money on the side. Once it's offloaded, the weight matches up, they get their money. I gotta drop this son of a bitch. Holy smoke!
Now, I was planning on carrying a basket out of the volcano, from the basin all the way up to the rim, but now my confidence is a little shaken. We continue our schlep up to the caldera. You can smell the volcano before you see it. It smells like venom.
Wow, we're just about to drop right down into the belly of the beast. You can hear the thunder echoing around us. It's been raining, lightning flashes all the way up. Just now, both the clouds and the steam have parted, revealing the largest acidic lake in the world, volcanic lake in the world. You can see the vents down right there. That's poisonous gas coming up. So if you think about it, the workers coming up from there at a greater than a 45-degree angle, carrying 80 kilograms of sulfuric rock, bathed quite often in poisonous gas. Not an easy job.
I spot another unattended basket and decide to try hauling one again. The last attempt was shaky. Now I've climbed just 100 meters or so down from the rim. Can I make it back up with the sulfur? Disaster. What a shit show. This is rather embarrassing. Guys 20 kilos lighter than me are making this trip twice a day. I drop the sulfur defeated and slink further down into the mouth of the monster. Metal pipes were somehow wedged in over the volcano's active vents, causing cooling sulfur to pour out onto the ground, where it hardens. Then it's chipped up and wedged out by the workers. This is one of the most hostile environments I've ever set my feet on, but it's also stunningly beautiful.
As a traveler, this place gives you interesting perspective. Maybe you've seen ancient Chinese ruins, Roman ruins, Mayan ruins. We stand on these things and marvel at their grandeur, and we attribute them to the leader who commissioned the project. But they were built by men like the men here today who are humping up this mountain with large loads of rocks, built by laborers. And even today, these guys are building their own kind of civilization. They are, as they were, the cornerstone of our modern empire. And this is the temple they're building, one of Southeast Asia's many malls. The sulfur being hauled right now out of Ijen will become a building block of the cosmetics department. The Bangladeshi are laying part of the clothing foundation, and the Chinese have a hand or two in electronics. Just like Karnak and Luxor, Egypt, or Machu Picchu in Peru, every aspect about how this place came together contains an interesting story. Some of them heartbreaking, but all full of humanity. The Bedoy turned out to be a good example of how the old world is quickly evaporating before us, but a new world is emerging, one that's ready to be discovered and understood.